All right, guys, we are doing another video on the Ride1Up REVV e-bike. I love this thing, so I decided to take it again. And you're gonna notice something different on this bike, and that is the battery. So obviously the stock battery does not have any of this on here. If you guys can read the specs, this is a 52 volt, 24 amp hour battery, 1,248 watt hours on here. You can pick this battery up from Amazon. I believe they're like $520, $525. I'll put a link down in the description with an affiliate link. It will help out the channel if you do buy it from Amazon. But let's just look at it real quick. Now, I do have a Zeus logo right here, and that's only because I had this on my Zeus before I went to a 72 volt system on the Zeus bike. But this is not a Zeus battery. This is a UPP, I think it's a unit power something. Oh God, I forgot what it's called. Hold on. Does it say up here? Unit pack power, that's what it stands for. And it charges right here. You have a little button right here, so it's really nice and easy. Keep in mind though, if you do put this battery on, you will void your warranty. But it looks pretty nice on the bike, and the cool thing is it fits here, and it also fits in here, so you can use the stock battery and then buy this and put it in here and have like, how much? Like 44 amp hours of range while cruising down the street. So anyways, whoa, I will say that this bike does not want to stand up. Are you guys noticing this? Look at that. That's a little sketch. I'm gonna move this bike over here. I didn't think the bike would ever like want to fall over. I don't know if it's because we have the extra weight of the battery on top. I'm not sure, but I know we're on an incline because we're in my garage, or my driveway, I should say, but that's kind of weird. Let's go. It does say we have 15 miles on this bike. That's a straight up lie. If you guys have been watching my previous videos I did on this, we've already done 2 videos on the bike. This range that it says on here, the distance it does, whatever, based on the tire size, maybe there's a setting you can go into and change, it is off. I did 6.5 to 7 miles going to work and only said we did 3 miles on that whole entire trip. So that is completely off. So we're doing a 14-mile trip on this total e-bike ride, and we're gonna see what we get left at when we come back. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be down like 2 battery bars. Now, some questions that you guys might have after putting an aftermarket battery on your bike. Obviously, we already said it voids your warranty, so if the company knows you did anything with a different battery on your bike, then you're kind of screwed on getting any type of warranty on the bike, like the controller or the motor. But it's not gonna change anything on the bike itself. It's not gonna make you get more top speed. It's not gonna change your torque. It's not gonna give you anything like that. The only difference you're gonna notice is that you're probably gonna hold a higher top speed for longer because you're gonna have more battery range. So instead of losing mile per hour faster, you might hold a higher top speed for longer just because you have a bigger battery and it's not drained with the voltage and all that stuff. And talking about voltage really quick, something I do wanna mention is sooner or later, I wish these bike companies would give us the option. I know they're probably limited depending on what kind of controller system they're using and the display, but wouldn't it be nice to have the option to change the battery bars to either percentage and voltage? People like us that ride these bikes, we know what voltage means. We know what it what to look out for is basically what I'm saying. So like a full battery charge on this would be 58.8, and then I actually forget what dead would be. I would obviously like memorize it if I was always on a 52 volt system, but I'm so used to a 72 volt system where being completely dead is 60 and then being fully charged is 84. But you would just understand those, and then you would know exactly where your battery is at, because that gives you the best estimated range and when your battery is going to die by going off the voltage. Battery bars are kind of not really predictable. I'm not a big fan. Maybe the average consumer doesn't really complain about it, but you'll start having range anxiety once you get down to those last like 2 battery bars, and all of a sudden you're like, how far can I get on this last battery bar? Is it 5 miles or is it gonna be a mile or 2? What are you doing? What an idiot. What a dumbass idiot. Did you see how far they got over? Like, didn't even leave me any room, and all I had to do was turn left and go into an apartment complex. Like, how stupid can you be? I hate people, man. I swear, one of these days we gonna get ran over, and it ain't gonna be my fault. I know we do some stupid stuff. I know a lot of people say, you didn't stop at this light. Yeah, it's for safety reasons. If I can get out of the way of traffic and not have to deal with anybody, then that's what I'm gonna do. Fucking asshole people. Gotta love people. They probably think I'm a motorcycle at this point. With my motorcycle helmet on, you guys can't tell, but that's what I have my GoPro strapped to, and I'm just sitting right behind them in their mirror. They're probably like, what the hell? But that's the easiest way for me to get over on this road. But people are just an idiot in that intersection. Go back 2 years ago when I had my servo on, and people were just pulling out left and right. People would get over to the side and not let me pass. One car ran into me, scraped the whole side of their car with one of my mirrors that I had on my servo on, which is another thing. You guys got to get a mirror for this bike if you buy one. I messed up that paint, but it was their fault. They got in my way. Look at that car down there. Hopefully that car don't hit me. But you see that truck like right in the middle of the road? You guys probably can't see that because the GoPro is so wide. Someone was just turning, couldn't make the turn, and then just sat in the middle of the road and blocked all the traffic. What is going on today? I want to say, if you guys look it up on Google, Fresno is like in the top 10 for like worst drivers. I'm really surprised like nothing has happened to me yet. I think we got like the worst crime rate too around here too. So you always got to be careful, man. Like I'm always worried about getting these bikes stolen and stuff like that. I need to start bringing a something to lock up my bike with. Like I do it at work, but just on the daily. Now that we have a basket in this thing, I could throw like a lock in the bottom. So then I can actually take this places and go to like, say, UPS, go drop off some packages. Cause I do have some stuff to ship out. We could like lock it up on like a bike storage thing or whatever. And now I don't have to carry it like in my backpack because those chains are like really heavy. You're talking about like a 20 to 25 pound chain sitting in your backpack along with the other stuff that you have in there. So it's not ideal for your back, especially if it's all messed up. Oh, damn, okay, look, this is the time and day when the bike wants to go super fast. You can tell when the bike wants to go fast because that motor starts screaming. I just don't understand why it doesn't do that all the time. It stays about 30 miles an hour half the time. All right, we're going across the road. Go, bike, go. So we are down one battery bar already. I mean, I guess. Oh man, I don't know. It's so weird. There's some setting in this controller or however they set it up that first battery bar just disappears like it's not even there. Like I don't even think we should have 5 meters on here. We should just have 4 because the first one goes in like, so it's funny. The first one will say it goes in a mile, but technically you've went 3 miles because it says our trip was only 1 mile so far. You know how far I've went? You know how much we've been riding? If I didn't edit this video a lot, we've been riding for probably like, I would say 8 minutes solid, like 7 or 8 minutes solid. So it's like, that's not 1 mile at 30 miles an hour on average. Come on now. But I still gotta give it to Ride1Up, man. They sent an awesome bike. I mean, they built an awesome bike. Whoever designed it, I mean, kudos to them. I think Ride1Up just really needs to work on shipping these bikes because that's my biggest complaint with Ride1Up. They do it on every single one of their bikes. It's not just this one. And with this one being the heaviest bike in their lineup, they need to double box these. They need to put more straps on them. They need to do something. I'm gonna keep harping on Ride1Up until they fix the shipping issue or move different shipping companies. If they are having so many problems with FedEx and they think it's FedEx's fault, move to UPS. Even though I will say, in my area, UPS sucks ass. FedEx is way better, especially the FedEx guys. They're so cool with me. They actually know me by name. The UPS guys come, they seem like they're bothered every time they come to my house. It could just be my area, you know, because there's so many people that, you know, work for those companies. So it could just be who's coming to my house. But I actually really like FedEx. I appreciate them. Their website's a little bit easier to navigate as well. Nice if you go. Thanks. I don't know why they took them so long. They went over the line and stopped, and then they just stayed there. You didn't even stop where you're supposed to stop. What the heck? Woo! Big pothole. Another thing I mentioned on this bike, if you guys paid attention to the last videos, is me and Shreddy talked about it, and I do agree with him that when you do let off the throttle keeps working for about half a second after you let off. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's not a big deal if you're used to e-bikes, but even me, it kind of catches me off guard. And that's a nice ass car right there, boss. I like it. Nice color. But we're going hella slow. We're doing 21 miles per hour up the hill. I would expect more out of this bike, but it's very windy. I gotta give it that. It seemed like the wind's going this way, so I think when we go that way, going to work for like the last mile, I think we're gonna be hitting a good top speed. We'll have the wind pushing us. Let's see if we can make this green light. It's red right now, but it should turn green. Last time we had to run it, which I don't like doing that, but sometimes it just happens. Oh man, I don't know if we're gonna make it. Is it gonna be the same thing as last time? No, no. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I'm going through it, I'm going through it. Man, that was bad. That was actually worse than bad. I just did not want to sit there because I want to explain this to you. So like in the road, it's not going to pick me up. And the crosswalk button is on the sidewalk. So I got to jump on the sidewalk, and to get on the sidewalk, I actually have to go backtrack, get on the sidewalk, hit the button, then get off the sidewalk, and then wait for it to turn. It's a big pain in the ass. Like my city is not really designed for bikes in general. Some areas there are, some there isn't. Like the main streets that you take to get around town, like the one that's way up here, there is no bike lane. Like you'll see when we get on it. There's a bike lane for a little bit, then it disappears, and then it reappears, and it disappears. One of the other main streets around here is Shaw, and there's no bike lane. Like the one that we were on before I had to turn on and go kind of through the curvy neighborhood and stuff like that, where the people are just turning out in front of me by the freeway, that has no bike lane at all. So when a lot of people are like, hey, you need to be in the bike lane, you can't be in this side, you need to stay with traffic, you need to be whatever. No. So I feel like some places are better than others. Fresno is just not good at having a bike lane for us. That's all I'm really trying to say. But they're working on it. Stuff out in the country is getting a lot better, I will say. Anyways, enough talk with that. We're now going with the wind, and now we are hauling ass. 36 miles an hour, one-handed, by the way. Feels very comfortable. Can I pedal with no hands? Okay, I can pedal with no hands. Woo! It's not as stable as some other bikes I've been on. You could do it, but that didn't feel like the most comfortable. I'm going. Don't go, truck. Don't go. I'm out. All right, let me pedal a little bit. I hate pedaling this bike. I'll be real. I actually hate it, but this is what I want to say right now is that when I got the bike, absolutely garbage with pedaling. The chain was super tight, but you all know what happens as you kind of break in a brand new chain. Even if you do like put it on pretty tight, the links on the chain, they will start getting better and better and better. Woo, this motor is screaming. Holy shit. 40 miles an hour, one-handed pedaling. It's kind of good. So I do feel like the pedaling is better than it was before because now the chain doesn't feel so tight because it kind of stretched a little. So it's not too bad now, but it's still not as nice as some other e-bikes. The C3 Strom still takes the cake for pedaling. The way the pedal position is on that bike is nice because your feet sit out a little bit farther forward. Alrighty. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. I made it. I made it. I'm tiny. I could fit. If I would have had a bar end mirror, maybe not. But we still made it. All right. We are here, and I'm not excited. I don't like working. I like doing the e-bike stuff more better. Well, is that a word, more better? Oh man, I'm trying to make myself happy before I clock into work, but let's get through the store and I will see you guys at nighttime, probably like 5 seconds from now. Let's ride it a little bit in the back. And then right here is our drag strip. Go, by go! All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so I am done with another shift here. Super late at night, almost 1 in the morning. Gonna grab the bike. We got it in the back, locked up. Once I unlock it, we're gonna hit the road, baby. Here's my baby. Love this bike so far. Been saying it a lot. I'm not getting paid to say that. This is a badass bike, especially with this battery being on here now. I know a lot of you guys are gonna ask me too, I think maybe we talked about it in another video, or maybe it was this video in the morning, but what can you expect to get realistic range with this battery? And I would probably say about 5, maybe 6 miles out of it if you just use the throttle, because a 20 amp hour battery, 52 volt, roughly this bike is gonna give you around like 25 miles of range. And I feel like, well, it depends on your weight, of course, but I feel like with an extra 4 amp hours, you're definitely going to get an extra probably 5. So I would probably say this bike's rated at about 30, maybe 35 miles, just depending on your weight and how you really ride if you're like full out all the time. But it's not too bad. I would highly recommend this mod. It's just, you know, you void your warranty, so just keep that in mind. All right, I'll meet you up there. Woo! Don't crash into the wine. Another thing I like about this bike is, look, I'm regulating the throttle, so it's not like an aerial rider bike where it just takes off. Like, I'm only doing like 6 miles an hour in assist number 5. Like, I'm just coasting. You can't do that with an Whoa. Whoop. No one saw that. No one saw it. The pedals accidentally moved and I almost crashed. Okay. Oh man, after we almost crashed into all those chips, it had nothing to do with the throttle that I was talking about. I know it's gonna be a hilarious clip right there. I can see my spike in my content, everyone going back to that. But it was the pedals. Like the pedals barely moved because I was going around turns, so I kind of pushed the pedals down. And then the bike just kicked in like I hit full throttle. So like, holy shit. So I'm glad I had good brakes on this thing and I didn't damage anything. I'd have to pay for that. All right, but anyways, we hit the power button once. We got the light on. I kind of wanted to ride with the high beam on. You guys can see how that looks, but I just don't like how it's not wide. I wish it was wider. You know, another thing I want to mention to you guys too that you guys probably don't know, but exactly how this bike came out of the box, I have not put any type of air into these tires. So exactly how they came, hey, one of my coworkers, he's coming in for inventory tonight. Oh, they're both coming in for inventory tonight. They both behind. They're supposed to be there at 12 o'clock. But where was I at with that? So anyways, the way these tires came, I did not put any extra air in them. So they're pretty much aired up just from right out of the box. So I actually could be down a little bit on PSI. I have no idea. But so far, so good. That's probably why the ride is extra comfortable too, because they're probably not maxed out at, I think these tires go up to 30 PSI. But I'm not really taking this bike super far anyway, but I do like to air up my tires a lot just to get the most range out of the bike. Talking about range, if you guys can see the display, we are back to full bars after the bike sat there for a while. It's probably gonna go right back down after we get done with this hill. But it did go back up to full bars. We obviously know it's not 100%. We already done 7 miles on the bike, probably almost 8 now after we left work. And then real quick, let's switch over to this high beam. See, look at the difference of the high beam. I don't know how to feel about the high beam. I'm not a big fan. Oh man, we gotta stop because there's cops. Yeah. Oh, I should get my RGB lights on. My helmet lights. What up, boss? What up, boss? I'm about to run this light. What you gonna do about it, copper? Nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing. Whee! What's funny is the other day, I actually got a ticket in my car. So I don't really drive my car a lot because it's been raining a lot in California. It actually stopped in the last week, but I couldn't do anything. So I was stuck taking my car every day. Like, it would maybe not rain, and then later in the day when I was gonna get off, it was gonna rain. So I couldn't take the chance of taking a bike and get rained out and try to shoot a video, you know, because rain would get on the GoPro. So I took my car. I always have fun in my car. I'm always jamming when I get on the freeway, right? So when I'm getting onto like an entrance onto the freeway, I'm always jamming. A cop got me doing, I think, like 92 miles per hour, like when I was merging on. But the whole rest of the way when I was on the freeway, I was doing like, I think like anywhere from like 75 to like 80. And he said my average speed was close to 80. And he's like, I'm not gonna mark you for like 92 on what I got you for when you're merging on the freeway. So I was like, all right. So, I mean, that sucks, but hey, that's another reason why bikes are better, man. I don't ever see us really getting tickets around here for riding the damn bike, you know? Like, even if we're not in the right, I know a lot of you guys say, like, hey, you didn't stop at this light and stuff, and I know we talked about this earlier, but hey, what the hell's over there? I think someone was sleeping right there. But it's like, no cop is really gonna bug us for anything on a bike, you know? We're not polluting the air, we're not causing any traffic jams, we're not like in anyone's way, you're not like being a nuisance on the road, like in and out, or I don't know, just doing something crazy and idiotic. We're just trying to get to and from work in a safe way and not get ran over. And I got lights on this bike, you know, so we can see. And then we got the helmet lights. I know the helmet lights are illegal. You're technically not supposed to have any type of accessory on your helmet. You can't even have a GoPro. I've seriously seen videos of motorcycle guys being pulled over for having a GoPro. Don't you think that's the stupidest thing to get pulled over for? Like, that's our safety right there, is being able to record if someone pulls out in front of us and we don't see them, you know, and then we're just laying on the side of the road and their car is really not smashed up because it's a motorcycle, it's not that heavy, and they probably take off or whatever. You know, you got to have proof of stuff for insurance reasons, and plus, like, you know, health and stuff, like insurance for medical bills and all that kind of stuff. Like, who's going to pay for that? They say it's your fault. It's a good safety thing, so I don't really see us getting messed around with anyway. But anyways, real quick, I want to mention that our battery bar did go down. It's where it was earlier. Now, I'm actually curious to know if by the time we get home, I think it's going to go down another battery bar for sure, because we still got another like 5 miles, maybe almost close. I think 5 miles. I'm pretty sure it's going to go down another battery bar, but man, wouldn't that be crazy though? 24 amp hour battery only goes down one battery bar in like 14 miles. Full throttle, like 38 miles an hour. Like, look at this. Woo! The other video we did leaving work, when we were doing that same exact thing, we were only able to, I think, do, was it 37 going down that after work. So I'm telling you, the bigger battery you have, the more you're gonna hold your top speed. And that's a given, you know, so the bigger battery you can fit, the better. And I'm actually curious if even a bigger battery will fit on here. But I still think it's nuts, the fact that this 24 amp hour battery fits on here. You can put the stock battery up here, have this one as extra, or you can do vice versa, have the bigger one up here and the other one for like after, whenever you get to your location. But I think that's cool because that's 44 amp hours in total. That's absolutely insane on a 52 volt bike. And then if you really wanted to, you can buy 2 of these batteries and fit it in the bottom, and then you're gonna have what, 48 amp hours of battery. Dude, you would be going to the next city going that far. And the cool thing is if you do have a dual battery set up on this bike, think about it. If they're both the same size for whatever reason, let's say they're both 20 amp hours, and you got it from the company because you don't want to void your warranty. So you leave your house, you go to your buddy's house, you go ride around, you have a good ass time. And then all of a sudden, like, your battery's about to die, or maybe you're running until the battery actually cuts off. All you have to do, grab your other battery and be like, all right, now this is my time, depending on how far you are, is to start heading home. I think that's super cool, man. You could just go as far as you want, do whatever you want. Obviously, you don't want to go like 30, I would say like 30 miles. I mean, I guess you could if both batteries are the same. Like, go 30 miles in one direction, and then, you know, as soon as you like die, you can put that battery and then start heading back. But just depending on the wind, you know, you might be pushing it. But, you know, you got to be realistic about it. But I just think that's so badass. And the only thing I wish these companies were doing is they need to give us a connection. So when you do put an extra battery in here, all you have to do is hook up the other battery to like a plug that's already on the bike. Maybe you need a custom adapter for the company, whatever. And then boom, you're running both batteries in parallel. I think that would be super cool, and I think the company needs to do something like that. But I don't know, we'll see if companies do that down the road. Obviously, this bike's already out. No one's gonna change anything about it now. I did hear something about someone in the group pages on Facebook saying that, oh yeah, they were gonna come out with something in the future, and I was like, I highly doubt that, to be like honest with you guys. I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh crap, I've been on the, no wonder. Oh my god, I was wondering why I couldn't see on the sides and I can only see up there. All right, now I can see a lot better. But that'd be so cool, but they're not gonna come out with anything like that. But I think hopefully in the future companies start coming out with stuff where you can hook up dual batteries, and then the second battery would be an option to buy on their website. And it would encourage people to probably pick up another battery from them, because you're not going to void your warranty by buying an aftermarket one. Because people want the range, man. If people know they can get 80 miles like legit on a bike, full throttle, I think it's going to please a lot of people. And something that actually goes 20 to 30 miles an hour. Obviously, the faster the better, but the faster you go, the more battery you're going to be using. Another thing I think companies should do, like Ride1Up should start doing something. I think Onyx started doing it, is now they have a store. So now you can go on there and you can buy most of the parts for your Onyx. I don't understand why companies nowadays don't have that option, so you can go to their website and be like, okay, so I want to get some extra tires for this bike because mine got slashed somehow and you have a big old like hole in one of them. You can't just go to their website and go order them. You're going to have to reach out to someone at customer support. They're going to have to probably send you an invoice, and then you pay for it, and then you can probably get the tires. But like, that transaction is like very delayed, and it's kind of a pain in the ass if you think about it. Like, who wants to open their email and send like an email like that? It's easier to just go on the website, see what you want, place it in your cart, see how much it's going to cost, and then buy it if you want it and get it sooner. I love the fact that Onyx is now doing that, and I feel like all these e-bike companies should really start thinking about doing that. All right, so get this. So my Zeus, it uses that little display that sits like right over here. Oh God, that's a big pothole. It's super nice, and I was doing a 72 volt system on it, and the bike took off on me, kind of almost like we wrecked earlier in the store before leaving. And I had to contact the company because I can't just go on their website and buy it. Now, I looked at Alibaba, and it was a little bit cheaper, but then I was gonna wait like 30 to 45 days to receive it, and then I don't know how long it was gonna take for Zeus to send me the display. But it was just kind of a pain in the ass. I had to go and find their email, send them an email, and then they asked for a picture of it being broken before they even offered to send me one. Then I had to take a picture of the broken display, send it to them, and then they said, okay, yeah, we'll send you one out. That's not cool. I really think if in and out shake, if companies could really start putting a parts list on their website, I think that'd be fantastic. Especially this headlight, because I'd actually like to pick up this headlight for some of my other bikes, and if it uses the same plug, which I haven't really looked into it yet, I would love to like swap this out. Or the Lyric Graffiti e-bike, which I have a coupon code as well. What's funny too, because it says it's supposed to be $100 off, but I actually think it takes like $300 off, or it was from my end. When I look at my affiliate link, it says it takes $300 off, but I haven't tried it recently. That headlight on that bike is badass. I think it might be better than this one, but I still like how this one looks. I love the projector layout. I don't know if the other one was like that, but that's just something I think companies should do. But Ride1Up, again, let's go back to it really quick. They're doing a very good job on this bike. I really appreciate what they're doing in the community, and they just need to work on shipping and stuff like that, and I think a lot more people will be happy. And oh God, I gotta raise that up a little bit. You see, I raised it so high that it looked like the high beam was on because it just started hitting the stop signs. Yeah, I just really don't think you need the high beam on this bike. Now, I need to get a phone mount on here so then we can always see our speed and make sure 100% this matches up. It should, because this is the same display as a C3 Strom, and that matched up perfectly fine. But we need to do that one of these days. I also want to put a mirror on this bike. So subscribe to the channel, and then hopefully one of these days we'll go to like a 72 volt system on this bike. Maybe, I don't know. It's going to be cool if we can work with one of these companies that makes an enclosure or a battery for it. Maybe Powerful Lithium will make us some batteries for this and hook us up. I'm not trying to get it for free. You know, I know they want to make money and stay in business and stuff, but I can't buy everything. Like, I bought this bike myself. Ride1Up saw that I bought it, so they offered me a slight discount off of the bike after my purchase, and then they offered to send me this basket for free, so that's kind of why I have the basket. But yeah, these bikes aren't cheap, guys. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, even with my $50 coupon code that you can use on the website, which will be down in the description, the bike is still expensive, don't get me wrong, but you're getting a phenomenal bike for the price. But anyways, man, I rambled on the whole damn time after leaving work, so I know this is going to be a long video. So I really do appreciate you guys that stick around to the end, because it really helps the retention time on YouTube and the algorithm. And when you guys smash the like, you guys might not think it helps, but the more people that hit the like button and comment right when the video actually goes live, or right when you get done watching it, it bumps it up and it makes more people be able to see it, and then they find the channel that, oh God, this guy's doing some cool shit, and then hopefully we can get more bikes, because you guys always tell me to review more bikes that you guys are interested in, but I gotta be big enough to have these companies reach out to me. So unfortunately, I wasn't big enough to get this bike from Ride1Up, but I understand, you know, they only have a limited amount of people they can send it to. But Anyways, all I wanted to say was you guys are the true MVPs, and I will see you guys in the next one. And my watch keeps doing this. What the heck? Stop it. All right, later, guys. Oh, quick update if you guys want to know. We're down 2 battery bars. If I do turn the bike off and turn it back on, let's see if it goes back up to... Oh, okay, yeah. So if I do turn it off and back on, it does jump up another battery bar. So 14-mile trip, and we went down 1 battery bar. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'll have a link down in the description for this battery too. Don't forget. So if you guys want to check it out, save your money. It does work. It will void your warranty. All right. So again, for the last time, see you guys, true MVPs later.